Hi, everyone. I'm Heather Palmer, and I am an executive ambassador with Q Sciences. I've been here about a month and a half, and I'm really excited for our July mega party. I'm here to talk to you about our greens, so let me bring those in. And I want to tell you a little bit about my history with taking greens, and then a little bit more about Q Sciences green supplement as well. When I was a teenager, my mom started having a variety of health issues, and that led our family into exploring holistic health and wellness really for the first time. And it was during this time that my mom decided that our whole family was going to take a powdered greens supplement, which I won't name. And so we did this every day, even though my sisters and I hated it. For us, we joked that it tasted like licking the lawnmower if we had even ever licked a lawnmower. It really just tasted like grass and that kind of smell that you get after you freshly mowed your lawn. So that was the old product. Um, I could only take it by mixing it in orange juice and pinching my nose, like literally while I drank it back all at once. And even then, like I could barely tolerate it, but my mom had convinced us that it was really healthy for us. And so I did that for years. And then eventually, when I moved out on my own, I kind of stopped. But I've always known and believed that being able to supplement my diet with greens would be something good to do. So when I heard that we had greens and that they were apple cinnamon flavored, I really wanted to give them a try. For me, I believe greens are important. I've had health issues as well for about half of my life. And over the last decade, they really became chronic in nature. I went from having a couple of food allergies to like being able to not have a whole lot of foods, whether it was an allergy when I got tested, or even maybe I just sometimes lacked an enzyme to digest certain things. And so I really struggled over the last decade with my health. And for me, greens are important to get some of those micronutrients or trace minerals that maybe I'm not really able to get into my diet otherwise. For me personally, I still really struggle with eating raw foods, as long as they're grilled, sauteed, cooked in some way, shape, or form. I'm able to digest them really well. But otherwise, it's really hard for me. And so, what I love is that we have spinach and broccoli and a variety of other greens in here that help me get those healthy greens in my body and all the things that greens do for us without necessarily having to eat them raw. And I do personally really well with this powdered form. So that's why I wanted to start taking them again to kind of fill in those nutritional gaps. What I also want to let you know about our greens is I did say they're apple cinnamon flavored. So just like I said, that old product I used, I could barely tolerate that. This is incredible. I was a little nervous that it would still really taste like greens and that the apple cinnamon would be faint. But when I first tried it only in water, and actually let me take out, we have this big packet, but they come in individual packets. I first put it in water and I really was impressed that there was a sweet greens kind of taste at the beginning, and then it immediately goes to an apple cinnamon flavor. My husband, who has never had powdered greens in his life, was like, "Ooh, this is really good." And then my mom, who's the first one that got us into it, I gave her a packet to try, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, this is good. I can taste the apple cinnamon." And so for folks that want to take greens but aren't quite sure about drinking the greens, licking the lawnmower, this has been incredible. Let me share a little bit more about what's inside. I like taking this in the morning because there is some natural caffeine in there. I think it says 65 milligrams. That comes from green tea extract as well as guarana. And I know a lot of people that I've met aren't as familiar with guarana. It's something that I had actually had before in a product in my late 20s. And for me, I don't have the same effects that I do when I have like caffeinated coffee. Sometimes my heart can go a little bit faster and I might feel a little anxious. So I typically drink decaf. But the caffeine from guarana and green tea extract just helps me feel more focused, makes me feel like I just have like that natural energy that you need to get through your day. Personally, I don't have any of those effects that I don't want of caffeine when I take it. A couple other ingredients in here that I love. There's ginger root and ginger, as well as licorice root. both of those are supportive of digestion, which our product says it helps with digestion. And so those are two supportive things. I love that it has Icelandic kelp in it as well. That is a great source of iodine, and iodine is usually known to help support thyroid health. Um, and I think I missed a couple other things I wanted to highlight. Oh yeah, chlorella is in here as well. And that's known to be like a nice antioxidant. So our greens are going to help support your energy, your digestion, fill in those nutritional gaps, as I mentioned. And one little trick is totally wonderful to take in water, but I also tried this apple cinnamon tea because it's apple cinnamon flavored. I thought, why not have an apple cinnamon base and then mix the greens in it? And so that's what I've been doing most mornings. I have it first thing. And as soon as I take it, it's like replacing even my decaf morning coffee as a ritual. It's becoming something that I really look forward to taking. So if you've had greens before and it tasted like the outdoors, I highly recommend this. It's a great way to get those trace minerals in. So drop a comment below and let me know if I can answer any questions about our greens.